you on. Thank you for joining us.
Is that working? You can hear? Yeah.
Live.
Thank you for the introduction. So I was not working for Féministe Normand, but I was working with their ingredients and exclusivity, so it was a special, it's still a special arrangement.
We may have accidentally just whispered the width, so I'm sorry for that. So I'd love for you to start us off with your journey to fragrance.
So I maybe a bit brief because I want to talk about the other stuff. So I studied chemistry, like big time, and a special elite school in France, and then graduated from Strasbourg, the engineer school. Then I did 1 year at MIT as a student and a TA, and 1 year at Harvard as a teaching assistant, teaching chemistry, lab and theory. And then I did internship at Procter & Gamble Cincinnati. I did lasting 9 months, still as a student if you wish, but in the flavor groups. In the flavor group, trying to mask bitterness with saccharidextrins. So it was still food or chemistry technology, but that's what I saw. I was working with flavorists every day, and that it was super cool and super interesting to mix chemistry and other sensations, other emotions, but also the ingredients, because the ingredients are, so those molecules and the naturals are, it's also chemistry, but it's just fascinating, and I think if you know both, it's good. Now, what they told me, they said, well, you are the perfumers, so they do even everything. So then they regret it. But so I went to interview with perfumers, and so they took me. I did the Procter & Gamble Perfumery College that Raphael mentioned earlier. Raphael was one of my mentors. He was my last boss, actually, at Procter & Gamble. And Catherine, maybe some of you know Catherine, because she's here, she was also one of my mentors. She's actually one of the 2 mentors who graduated. So, long story, so I was in Newcastle in Belgium. Then in a few months, they promoted me perfumer. In 2 years, they promoted me senior perfumer. Then I got the special PhD award for, and then I moved in 2000 to IFF in New York to create 5 fragrances. To learn, I started again junior perfumer, senior perfumer. So my lab was between Sophia's lab and Carlos's lab. So Carlos is the BBC. So well, it was cool, and I saw some great stuff in the industry. I learned a lot about ingredients, so I'm very ingredient. And I learned from different perfumers and voilà. So then I created the innovation department at IFF, and then I started a startup to do even more innovation. That's when we did the Guggenheim show with a bit like this, but different technology. And then with Dream Air, I did about half-time fine fragrance and half-time ambient scenting. So I think I'm the only fine fragrance perfumer selling so much ambient. And now I'm at, for the past year, I'm at Osmo. So Osmo PBC, it's a public benefit company. I think it's probably the first one in the France industry. Yeah, I think it's very interesting and very, because for the beginning we have some medical benefits that we want to pursue. Some one that is well on its way is mosquito repellency. I'm not in that department, but many people don't know mosquitoes, they smell you. And so they modelize olfactory receptors of humans, of mosquito, or whatever for now those two. And but I think it gives you a different mission, and also ethics is very important in that company. So we won't take a project if it's not ethical, or if we have to do some dodgy ways. No, it's a no-go, like at P&G. So it's very strict. You don't justify. So so that's why I am. Then we can discuss later the Osmo and the AI thing.
Amazing. Wow, okay. So you just flew through that. You moved up in the company as quickly as you explained it. That's incredible. So I guess since you joined, obviously switching from flavor to fragrance, what has that looked like from your perspective, how the industry has changed, over the decades, as far as your role as a perfumer?
So, let's say as a community of perfumers, number one, two things are different. One is I feel I'm independent because there's no way someone is going to tell me what to say or what to do. I'm very corporate, I'm very docile, but this term independent I don't like. So either you sell your soul and you're not independent, or you're yourself, and if the company is ethical, then hopefully you can do some things that are good for you and the company. You see, so I don't like the term. So either you're a perfumer or you're a staff perfumer or in-house perfumer. Like a musician. You're a musician, you're a painter, you're a sculptor. We all say, are you an independent sculptor? The sculptor say, what do you think? Of course I'm independent. So, however, if you're a chef at McDonald's, you are a staff chef, or if you're a chef in a very big restaurant, and it's not your restaurant, you're the staff master chef there. It's totally fine. So, but now the number of independent perfumers is larger than the staff perfumers. So it's a big reverse of thing. And also you have a lot, it's still a small number, but still a lot for the industry of in-house perfumers. So I think when you have a perfumer in-house, it brings to that entity a certain respect for some things, because that in-house perfumer, even if he or she has more or less clout with their management, which is totally fine, but there are things the company won't even dare asking, or there are things they will do just by passion. So it changes the role. And the perfumers in the friends' houses are also passionate, except, you know very well now you have this cover on top of it that say, people with shackles, and there are many things they cannot do. Whereas inside the house, because the brand will launch a product to the consumer, there is more leeway. So I think this is very new energy, I think, in the industry. Now, the other thing is the independent perfumers, some of them come with PhDs in mathematics, in philosophy, some are doctors, some are musicians, some are DJs, but like real musicians, real DJs. And so then they come in perfumery, they become perfumers. They compose music for the movie industry. These are real examples. So these are people that become perfumers, but they keep their nerves, and they keep their way of creating or their way of looking at things. They also keep, for me it's really important, they are not fearful of talking to the journalists. They are not fearful when the EU says, you know what, we might do this, then they would go and fight. I don't say physically. You cannot go and fight when you have 10 people between you and, So this is the thing, and they're not scared when the journalists say, oh, but is it skins and disaster, is it vegan, is it that? No, the person is going to defend his or her turf. So this is also a new dynamic in this. Another thing I want to mention that is very, for me, it's strong for me. So in the industry, we had the friends' houses. We like them, I always defend them, and they bring a lot of expertise in the industry. Actually, the one bringing most of the expertise, and on really key expertise for the creators, and they're like the architect bureaus, and they supply the architects. And now what I see is that they dilute themselves going into cosmetics, anti-aging, so that's visual stuff, that's touch, cosmetic. Vitamins, it's the look, again, you get health, vitamin is health. So, Sony would not start launching vitamins and anti-aging cream, and people would say, anti-aging cream for Sony, but why? Is there an application for music? Or it means you, I'm sorry to say, but you become less really the hardcore expert in your thing. No, we're not touching the perfume department. I know, but the CEO is only one, and the CEO is only one, and it's a different mood. Visual and touch has nothing to do with fashion. I know nothing in fashion. They won't put me in charge of the fashion department or in charge of the anti-aging department. They say, what is a perfumer doing this? People do that, even in brands. They take people that have never worn a fragrance. It's a true story, published by the France Foundation. Someone became in charge of luxury perfume at a large company, not a fragrance house, and they would not do that for themselves, but a large company, had never worn a fragrance in their life. They'd be like, I've never listened to music in my life, so can you help me? I'm a prisoner of Sony now, can you help me, train me? It's all published, so it's weird. Now, so this is where I have some concern, and I hope we keep the expertise in, so please don't dilute yourself, and if you do cosmetic or health, then I don't know how to do it, but I'm scared it's at the expense of that, because before those companies were only flavor and fragrance, which is the same thing. Voilà. So these are key things that I see.